All right, let's talk about what's actually happening in the Hamilton market in 2026. Because if you're watching the headlines, you probably hear things like the market is crashing, nobody's buying, or the opposite, and everything's about to explode. Well, the truth is, it's probably somewhere in the middle. Now, the market is very different from the last handful of years, even pre pandemic, and then the craziness we saw throughout COVID. We're in a completely different market at this point. So, in this video, I'm going to break down the numbers from February 2026, now that we're in March, what they mean for buyers and sellers, and where I think things could be headed into the spring. And just quickly, this video is part of a series put on by agents across North America who share their monthly market updates as well. So if you're curious about what's happening in other markets, links to their videos will be in the description below. So as I mentioned, the housing market has changed drastically. There's more choices for buyers, more power, more leverage, more negotiations, and they can take their time, right? Fewer bidding wars, although they do still happen once in a while, but you're not seeing that type of activity. And so buyers really just, they have the pick of the litter. They have all the leverage right now, and sellers are feeling it for sure. So I'm just going to switch over here so we can talk about the numbers. In February 2026, the Hamilton region experienced a slight decline in overall average sale price compared to the year before. This one, I talk about this a lot. Average price for all property types was $721,000, representing almost a 6% decrease from the year before. Now, a lot of first-time home buyers may get frightened off from that number, thinking, $720,000 is the average price. I'm never going to get a home. That's all property types across all areas. So that includes areas like Ancaster, Dundas, Mount Hope, places where the price point might be higher. So it pulls that average up. The actual benchmark price, which represents, the most common home with the most common set of features kind of thing, is 675,000. So obviously that's brings it down a little bit more, makes it a little more manageable. Single family homes, average price was 800,000. 4.7% decrease from last year. Townhomes, average price is 625, also down 5%. Seems to be a common theme here. We're seeing a 5% drop in prices. Whereas if you paid attention to some of the headlines, you might think that the market is crashing and prices have dropped 50%. They have come down probably 20, 25% from the peak, but those were not realistic prices in any way. So year over year, we're seeing a 5% decline. Semi-detached homes, average price of 645, again down 5%. Condos, though, this is interesting. Condos experienced a 4.4% increase from this time last year. So they're actually up to 400,000, obviously 410,000. Obviously, the condo market in Hamilton is not like Toronto. You've heard the stories about the Toronto condo market. Nobody's buying anything. They're sitting empty. Hamilton's a different story, and people are obviously noticing it and, taking advantage and buying condos while the prices are down. They were down at 392 just a year ago on average. Now, hopping over to Burlington really quick. Burlington's a completely different market, and so this is interesting. Average price for all property types, 1.1 million, up 5%, so not down. So that's interesting. We're seeing some activity in Burlington. Single family homes, 1.5 million, up 4% from last year. Townhomes, another 5%. Oh, sorry. Townhomes saw a 5% decrease to 800,000. So single family homes are up, but townhomes are down. And condos, this one, people should pay attention to this one. Burlington condos saw a significant 16% decrease with an average price of 512,000. So if you're looking for an entry into the market in a place like Burlington, $500,000. I mean, there's opportunity there. Jump over to Haldimand County, average price of 600,000. Look at the numbers here in these areas. This is where the headlines actually ring true. In Haldimand County, down 14% from last year to 600,000. Caledonia down 12% to 700,000. Dunnville, look at this. If you're looking for a rural property, Dunnville's average price is $368,000, down 36%. So there's opportunity there. Let's hop in the car. Let's go to Dunnville. Let's see if we can find you something if that's what you're looking for, because, man, you're not going to find that very many places. Hagersville, average of 580,000, also down 14%. So these Surrounding areas are really seeing that decline where Hamilton is not. Niagara and Niagara North, Grimsby, we have 830,000, only down 2.5%. So it's holding steady. West Lincoln, 630,000, down 17%. So again, these rural areas are noticing a big decline. And Lincoln up 16%. Wow, to 880,000. So it's really market specific, right? People always say, oh, the market's crashing, or how is the market doing? And they're expecting one answer for everything, right? And it's very situational and very regional. Average days on market in Hamilton has stretched to 55 days. That's a lot compared to what we're used to. I guess it's not that crazy. It's 2.5, almost 3 months, right? That's marking the highest January, February level in over a decade. Some reports suggest even longer periods up to 119 days. Yeah. For certain properties, yeah, if you're overpriced, you're sitting on the market. This is not we'll talk more about this later, but this is not the market to overprice in. I just sold a property on Hamilton Mountain, sub $500,000. It sold in one day. There is opportunity out there. New listings experienced a surge in early 2026, 120% month over month increase in January. Wow. That's interesting. That's from December, I guess, right? So not that surprising, but it's good to see some activity taking place again. The trend into February, offering more choices for buyers that that's what we've been seeing and it's what we've been talking about. Overall inventory levels are up 23% from this time last year. So more choice, but a lot of that choice, like I said, is overpriced. So they're either going to, figure it out and, realize that they're going to have to get with the program and see what's happening and price accordingly, or they're going to sit and then come off the market and then relist later, right? That's the kind of stuff that we're seeing. Okay, next we have the average sale to list price ratio. And what that means is the price that things are selling for versus what they were listed for. And that is maintained high, right? Like that's still, I think, around 98% right now. So it's not like you're getting these massive discounts off prices, but there is room for negotiation. And again, it comes down to these are the homes that sold. The homes that sold were priced realistically. So yeah, you're not getting a massive discount necessarily off a price that was that was listed off a home that was priced realistically. You might get it a little bit under, but they knew that they were pricing it to sell. This doesn't account for the homes that are sitting there not selling. So next, what does this mean for buyers? Well, as we've been saying, there's more to choose from. You have time, you have opportunity, you have selection. So if you are ready and willing to buy this year, get out there, start taking your time, speak to a mortgage broker first, connect with a realtor, start looking. You don't have to jump at anything. You don't have to put yourself in any uncomfortable situations. And the most important thing, right, is to make sure that you're comfortable with the monthly cost. And also make sure, you can include those conditions. You can have your financing clause, but make sure that's in order beforehand. You can do your inspection, which is important. And, you can negotiate. That's what's real. And for sellers, it's the same message I've been saying. Pricing strategy matters more than ever. In today's market, homes fall into two categories: correctly priced. They sell relatively quickly. Like I mentioned, that property on the mountain sold in one day. You're attracting serious buyers. It was an estate sale, so, it was definitely priced to sell. But, it's going to close with no drama. They got what they wanted. Everyone's happy. Or the other category they fall into is overpriced, sitting on the market, accumulating days, like hundreds of days you're seeing property sit. Like you're wasting everyone's time, including yourselves. And you're going to require price reductions, and that signals weakness to buyers. So that's going to bring people out, and you're going to get those low balls. So the best approach: price it right from day one. Well-positioned listing in this market sells. Houses are still selling. Don't let them fool you and think that the market is stalled out. And listen, if I can be of help at all, even if it's just to pick my brain, there's a link below. You can book a call. If not, I'll see you on the next one.